What is up, my fellow golf ball addicts? Welcome back to the channel. We are doing another triple review, and we are doing 3 high-end golf balls from Callaway, the ERC Soft, the Chrome Soft, and the Chrome Tour. Let's dive right in. I know many of you have asked recently if there's a way you can support the channel other than the monthly membership, and so I have finally created a GoFundMe page. You can find that in the Linktree link that's in my description. Basically, the reason I did this is just because so many requests were coming in for it. You can view this as buying new golf balls for the end of the year, buying equipment for next year to test the golf balls with, the data sheet I'm getting ready to release, publicly for free. Whatever you feel necessary, it's there. If you can't, just a liking, commenting, subscribing, all the free stuff is more than enough for me. I appreciate you all doing that as always. So thank you so much for your support on the channel. All right, so when it comes to these golf balls, I know the first question many of you are going to ask is, Nick, where's the X model? I don't understand. Why would you not do the X? Great question. I had actually originally intended to, but when I went to test it, which it was last in line for testing, I have a couple of them that have just kind of disappeared on me. I don't know where they went. I have toddlers in the house whose hands are just perfect size for these little golf balls. I don't know if that happened. I don't know if I'm just a bonehead and misplaced it. There's a lot of options on the table here, but I've ordered them. I'll do them in a separate review in a couple weeks. They are coming. So when it comes to these 3, let's go ahead and get into pricing and design. Let's start with the ERC Soft. This comes at a $39.99 price point. This is supposed to be a very, very soft feeling golf ball. Probably intended for the lower swing speed, but we'll see how the numbers are. I know a lot of you are really antsy about this one, so I'm hoping it does really well. When it comes to the price of the Chrome Soft and the Chrome Tour, however, these go up to $55 a dozen, which immediately makes my face go like this. However, Callaway does boost it up to kind of this. Somewhere it's like a half smile, somewhere in there. But that's because they do 2 for $95, and they also, at Dick's Sporting Goods, you can do buy 3, get 1 for free. And so that actually becomes a really good deal. It honestly does. Once you do the buy 3, get 1 free, and you're basically getting them for, 40 bucks a dozen, just over $41 a dozen, somewhere in there. That's actually fantastic, especially if you really like these golf balls and you're willing to go all in on them. That's a pretty good deal. That initial price is kind of but the bulk deals are nice. Let's get into design here, and look, I'll be honest with you, I could sit here and talk for 10 minutes about the design of Callaway golf balls. They have a 360 stripe. They have, of course, the triple track. They have all these different collaborations they're doing now, as you can see. They have retro football and dogs, Frenchies, and Happy Gilmore, and I mean, my goodness gracious, whatever. They do so many that I don't have time to talk about it, but I'll just be frank. If you're looking for it, they probably have it. If you're looking for a picture alignment aid, they got it. If you're looking for regular white, they got it. If you're looking for yellow, they got it. If you're looking for a full 360 line that's colored, they got it now. If you're looking for just a 360 that isn't colored, they got it. If you're looking for just a half triple track, okay. My point is they got it. They have so many different designs. It's almost overwhelming. I mean, I love the variety. You guys know I do, but my goodness, it is all over the place. As far as what they have, just go to Callaway.com. I'm sorry, that is just too much. I started to, and I was like 15, 20 minutes in, and I was like, this is too much. You guys can just go figure that out. It's a lot. But I will say this, Callaway is really known for 2 things. One, having those options, as far as having a good alignment tool. Also, the hex dimple pattern looks really cool. I can identify a Callaway golf ball immediately, and they have that old English font when it comes to the logo that I really like and appreciate. It's kind of a timeless classic at this point, so I do enjoy that. Let's get out to the chipping and putting green, and let's see how they do around there. See what we're working with here. Nice. Oh, wow, that actually looked like it was going to go in the hole, but it had some bass effect and it shot to the right. Wow, okay, so there's some check up there. There's some spin. Nice. Oh, baby. Very soft. All kinds of rotation on that ball. I love to see that. And real quick. Yeah, that's some pretty good check up right there. I'm gonna try some left spin now. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, bouncing around like a fish that just found out he's going to be a father. I mean, I can't even believe it. Pretty decent feel, very soft on the ERC Soft. I didn't touch on it, but yeah, this is the Chrome Soft now. They have firmed this up, but let's see what we got here. Nice. Oh my goodness gracious. Took 2 hops and then boop, took a ride at Albuquerque. Nice. Oh my goodness. Now I know that rolled off the back of the green, but it had some tug. You saw it. All right, I'm gonna open the face here, try to hit a cut. Just a little too far right. You know, overall the spin is good, but because these are tour balls, you do have to hit them clean. There's not a lot of forgiveness. If you do kind of duff it just a tad or even off the toe a little bit, they roll past the hole back there. But if they're hit correctly, you saw how they can really stop or come close. So interesting enough, now we have the Tour. I don't imagine the Tour is going to be any better when it comes to that forgiveness, but I am hoping the spin's at least a little better. Very nice. Excellent. I mean, it did roll off the back, which is a little disappointing, but that's all right. Let me open the face just a little more because it did have some left spin. Nice. That ball, like, it was going left, and then the spin on it, as soon as it hit, it shot that way. I mean, goodness gracious, that is the most tug I have seen. Nice. Beautiful, soft landing, nice grip, some spin, baby. So very common in tour balls, like I stated. You know, when I do hit it correctly, that last one, that's what you get. It's awesome. You do miss-hit it slightly, it rolls way past the hole, which is why, again, don't ever be afraid to play a bump and run ball. Don't always get this idea you have to have a ton of spin. If you're still a mid-handicap or a high handicap and you're just looking for consistency, get a good bump and run ball that's very consistent, very forgiving. Once you get better, even better than me, obviously, because I'm still struggling, then you can kind of move into these balls that really grip a lot. Nice. Oh, I thought that was gonna, see again, that was like a 90% hit. That was like good, not great, and it still shot to the back. So you gotta be perfect with these. Very nice there. That was a good strike. Going for the hole, baby. It's gonna stop, isn't it? Yeah, it's a shame because at its peak, these golf balls all have a really healthy amount of spin, but they're just so inconsistent because I'm inconsistent. And as an average golfer, you could run into some issues. I don't feel a lot of confidence with these. So they do spin a ton. If you're a great golfer, if you're a great ball striker, I think you'll like them. They feel great off the wedge. They have a lot of tug, which is great. But there's other golf balls where, you know, the Snyders are one, the Z-Stars are one, where even when I mishit them, they still were stopping on a dime. And so that might be better for more mid-handicappers. All right, we have our Timber Touch Putter Works wooden mallet putter here for the first one. See how it responds. Oh, very soft, very bouncy, very in the hole. I like it. Yeah, very dead in the hands. Didn't feel it at all. Couldn't feel any feedback. Has a lot of spring to it. Distance control is actually normal. It's not fast, it's not slow. Pretty good, not perfect, but darn close. Man, little short. Okay, well this final one's just gonna have to, I'm just gonna have to bank it. Oh, yeah, solid roll, 4 out of 5 roll, really good, just dead in the hands. I wish I had a little more feedback, but that golf ball is intended to be soft, squishy, so it doesn't bother me. Moving on to the Chrome Soft, maybe this one will have a little more feedback. I hope it keeps everything else, but just improves the roll. Great alignment tool here. There it is, that's what I was looking for. And that, oh hey, I banked it. Okay, that's what I'll do, I'll just bank them from now on. Yeah, I love the feedback there. They had, like I said, they improved on everything from the ERC. Oh yeah, I love the roll too. That was a terrible putt, Nick. That might be one of the worst putts I've seen from you. Yeah, 5 out of 5 roll. I love the roll. Look at that. Whoo, little tiny bit of feedback, not much. Very soft, very subdued. There's not a lot of sound. They're both very low on the sound meter. You know, without being dead, they're low, low. Excellent. Let's see how the Tour is. Let's keep this going. Okay. Very similar feeling. Again, 2 bad putts. Please excuse those guys. Yeah, it feels very close to the Chrome Soft. It really does. Again, distance control's average. It doesn't spring off. The feedback's there. One more time here. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna give that the big smiley face there. Those final 2 were great. ERC is still good, it's above average, but those final 2, really a healthy balance of great feel, not obnoxious, fantastic roll. Love to see it. Let's see how the blade is. All right, now we have our traditional Odyssey blade putter. Let's see if this is any different here. Oh, nice, I like that. Bam, baby. Okay, so now I do notice the feel. Now there's more feedback because there's not as much weight and not as much, you know, thickness that the mallet has. It honestly feels like the Chrome Soft did with the mallet, so this is excellent. The roll's a lot better too. The roll is now a 5 out of 5. So this one was just absorbing a little too much into the mallet, too much bouncy ball effect. Oh man, that's nice, a little crisp, just a tiny little crisp. It's crispy, it's not crisp. There's a difference. Crisp is like, yes, crisp. Crispy is like, okay, it's there. I hear some crispiness, you know? All right, then we get into the Chrome Soft. Let's see how this one's changed now. Let's see if it's become obnoxious or if it's still great. Okay, a little heavy. Did I mishit it? One more time. I did, I mishit it, okay, good. Yeah, that's straight butter. That was incredible. 5 out of 5 roll, butter, I mean, glided off the putter. Oh. Yeah, boy, that's the type of stuff they put in the magazines, I'm telling you. Now we have the Tour. Oh, yes. Incredible. Incredible. I like the roll a lot. Callaway has found a really good, healthy balance of true roll. Now, I do need to see this Tour one more time. I'm going to be nice and give that Tour the 5 out of 5 on the true roll, but it's teetering. It's flirting with the line quite a bit between a 4 and a 5. But honestly, who cares? I mean, if that's what we're talking about here, if we're splitting hairs and talking about the difference between 4 and 5 or 5 and 5, those are all awesome. They're very pleasant. I will admit none of them like just blew me off my socks or whatever, but I like them. They're awesome. They're great. That's exactly what I would expect out of something that costs as much as it does. Let's get to the feel. Sound feel, start with the ERC Soft. Very nice. Actually, it's a little louder than I thought it would be, but it feels awesome. It feels great. Nice and soft, explodes off the club. Not a lot of feedback, but I mean, it's soft, which is what it's supposed to do. It's on the name, so I assume. Guess I'm gonna have to try to mishit one because all those felt exactly the same, which is like a 4 out of 5, by the way. Pure hits are a 4 out of 5. 3 out of 5 on mishits. It lets you know, but it's not obnoxious about it. Chrome Softs are up next. Okay, so mishit, 3 out of 5. It definitely let me know. It still felt like it had a lot of explosiveness, but it didn't, you know, it didn't just politely tell me. It was pretty firm. Like, hey buddy, none of that crap. Very nice. I gotta verify because that's in between right now, a 4 and a 5. That's really good. I'll give it the 4 out of 5. It was close, but 4 out of 5, really good. Oh, wow, okay. Either that was a really bad mishit, which it might have been, or that was just... It's a little firmer, you can definitely tell. I gotta do one more just to verify, I'm so sorry. Yeah, 3 out of 5 on pure hits. It's just a little heavy and a little firm. I think it's just for a faster swing speed based on what I'm feeling, but I would say mishits definitely a 2 out of 5. It let me know. It was very vocal. So just the firmness. It's probably not for my swing speed. The Chrome Soft seems to be a perfect in between just for me kind of thing. So we'll see how these numbers are and see if it reflects that. All right, so let's talk some data numbers now. Let's start with the 50-yard pitch. We're talking backspin RPM. Diving into this, we're looking at 8,088 from the ERC Soft, which is just above average. I mean, just barely above average. The Chrome Soft is 8,464, which is excellent. I do want to talk about that in just a second. And then the Chrome Tour at 8,055, which again, just barely, I mean by a smidge of its chinny chin chin above that threshold. So the ERC Soft and the Chrome Tour do spin, basically you can call it average or mid if you want. It does technically barely get into that, but the Chrome Soft is the outstanding one there. And I do want to tell you something that happened with this Chrome Soft because it was pretty incredible at the time. And I'm actually going to use this picture you're about to see in an upcoming video, so I'm going to block out half of it. That's why it's blocked off. But look at the consistency of the Chrome Soft. I mean, look at that. I don't usually see that. Usually it's within like 1,000 yards or 1,500 yards all over, but just, I mean, almost every single time it's the same. It's bam, 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 all within like 100 RPM of each other. I mean, maybe 200 there, 300 there. That is so consistent, and I wanted to bring it to a point because I just don't see that often. That's nice. That's incredible. Let's get into the pitching wedge now. We are looking at 94.9 on the ball speed with the ERC Soft. That is average. It's kind of on the low side of average. It's getting near that red, but just not quite there. 98.8 on the Chrome Soft. Good golly, Miss Molly. That's fantastic. That's incredible ball speed. And then 95.9 on your Chrome Tour, which is on the higher side of average, just slightly. But let's be honest here. Let's talk about just if you kind of look at these with your peripheral vision and you just look down, look at all the red in the ERC Soft. I lost distance, spin was mid, smash factor is in the red, unfortunately. Now 1.21 last week would have got you in the average, the yellow, but now it's shifted because I've tested so many golf balls. It's now to 1.22. However, the Chrome Soft is just green across the board. It has excellent spin. It has incredible, ball speed. The distance is just absolutely insane. 5 yards gained from my average. How could you ask for any more than that? Getting more spin and also 5 yards increased distance. Just incredible. And then the Chrome Tour is not bad. The Chrome Tour is a little firmer. It's not designed for a, mid-swinger, really. It's more of a tour ball. It's for someone who's going to be close to a professional. And the fact that I got all yellow, no red, I respect that. I respect that a lot. So 2 thumbs up there from the Chrome Soft and the Chrome Tour. Those are right where I would want them to be. In fact, the Chrome Soft is above expectations. ERC Soft, I might be overcompressing it, unfortunately, and that's what that looks like. But we're going to go into the 7-iron. We're going to see if these numbers continue. Looking at the 7-iron, as you can see, we have 115.5 from the ERC Soft. So again, average, not bad. The distance actually is in the green there with the ERC Soft, but that's also because the spin was so low. Launch is 15.3, really low with the ERC for some reason. Then we get into the Chrome Soft. Again, kind of a low spin, but a huge increase in distance. I'm talking 7 yards from my average. That's pretty significant. So even though it has a mid spin, I don't mind that if I'm gaining a ton of ball speed and distance, because some people don't need more spin. Some people need less spin and want more distance. That's where the Chrome Soft's really going to come into play. If you look at the Chrome Tour, it does the complete opposite. You still get great ball speed, but now you have really high spin, and yeah, the distance is still gained. I only gained 2 yards, but I got, 700, basically like 700 more RPM spin. So yeah, I'll take that. The smash factors for both the Chrome Soft and the Chrome Tour are incredible. And those little 3s next to the Chrome Soft on carry and distance, that's 3rd place, bronze. Right now it is 3rd ranked out of 82 golf balls this year. That's impressive. So it does look like I'm overcompressing the ERC Soft a little bit. The Chrome Soft, everyone knows kind of my biggest issue with the Chrome Soft last year basically was, the Chrome Soft 22 model was one of my favorites. It was a top 10 golf ball. It was soft. For an average swinger, it was just, it'll probably go in the Golf Ball Hall of Fame. And that's something I do, by the way. I don't actually look that up. But that's something we're going to start doing this year. It'll probably make it into that. And last year, I'll admit, I was a little upset that they firmed it up. I didn't like the way it had gone. I think I was in a mental state a little bit of just like so disappointed that the numbers weren't bad, but I was upset. They changed it. And last year, there was a lot of golf balls changing that I didn't like. This year, I tried to go into it with a more positive outlook, and the numbers are really good. So I'm happy. My swing's better, got different clubs, got all kinds of different metrics. These are some of the best numbers I've seen this year, so that's really great to see. All right, so when we look at the driver, I get really excited seeing these trophies and medals, but real quick, before I get too excited, I'm going to start with the ERC Soft. I don't know that I'm necessarily over-compressing the heck out of the Soft anymore, because I am still getting average ball speed every single time. I just think it's a really soft golf ball, and it just doesn't have a lot of pop. Maybe it's about soft feel and control over distance. But however, that kind of leads me to concern. I don't want to lose that much, especially like I lost 4 or 5 yards with the driver in total. I like the rollout, but the carry is really low for me. I just don't care for that at all. It's very mediocre. When we get to the Chrome Soft, though, 147.1 is a new first place. That is by far the best I've seen this year. The Bridgestone Tour BXS was #1 for a very long time, about a month or so, and honestly, I didn't think anything would catch it. It was so high. But the Chrome Soft came in, kicked the door down, put its feet up, and demanded a sandwich. Mid-spin, incredible total distance. #1, that trophy represents #1 in both those categories, carry and distance, so it beat it in both. Then when we get to the Chrome Tour, still excellent. I mean, I know it's not #1, but it's #3. It's 3rd, bronze medal, in total distance as well as ball speed. So 2 excellent performances from the Chrome Soft and the Chrome Tour. I don't know how you couldn't look at that and just be thrilled. The Chrome Tour has had an incredible showing, but the Chrome Soft for me at this point is just like, hey Nick, use me. I mean, it really is. And there's been a couple. I just tested the Trust Bison V. You guys saw I loved that one. I was considering making it my gamer. I'm not normally one to spend this much on golf balls, especially the Tour, but because there's bulk deals, my mind's going. And when I see this, when I see the #1 in ball speed on driver, and I see 7-iron performances like that, it's low spin, which I need, I'll tell you what, it's tempting. It really is tempting, I'm not going to lie. Let's go ahead and get to the dispersion. Let's see how dispersion is, because we can have great numbers, let's be honest. We can have incredible numbers. But if we don't actually go and see how they are accuracy-wise, then it kind of doesn't matter, right? So let's get over to the computer and let's look at accuracy and dispersion.
All right, starting with the ERC Soft, and let's be real, that 50-yard pitch might be the best one I've seen this year. Everything is just clumped up right in the middle. Incredible accuracy, incredible distance, consistency. Yeah, that's all there is to it. It's amazing. Getting into the pitching wedge, there's one that was kind of pulled a little left and far, and one just went a little far. But if you look at the other 8 out of 10, those are all right square in the middle. And I'll tell you what, again, I'm going to have a lot of birdie opportunities. I love that. The softer golf ball may not have the distance, but it's got some great dispersion there. When we get to the 7-iron, I mean, no different. Very consistent, very all in the middle, all on the green. Maybe one that's getting close to the fringe, but all those are puttable. I love to see it. The driver here is obviously where we have an issue. Do I account for some human element in there? Sure, sometimes I don't have a great day with the driver, but it is kind of concerning. And what's interesting is if you actually just take away my pulls, which is 4 of them over there, the rest aren't so bad. So the circle really makes it look worse than it is. I'm going to account for some human element in there, but off the tee, just kind of be wary. If you're someone who isn't really dialed in on the tee, this might be an issue, but I don't know. When I look at the other 3, the 50-yard pitch, the pitching wedge, and the 7-iron, they're all so consistent and nice that it kind of leads me to believe that maybe that driver was a lot of me, but I don't know. I'll let you make the call on that, but it is something I would at least keep in mind if you decide to try this golf ball. All right, Chrome Soft time. I'm super excited about this one. 50-yard pitch looks fantastic. One pulled left, one a little short, but other than that, those are all dimes, baby. Then we get into the pitching wedge, and I could have mistaken the pitching wedge for the 50-yard pitch. That's how good it is. I mean, good Lord, I love that. I mean, are you kidding me right now? I don't have any words for that. That's very tight. It's very accurate. There are some that were pushed a little bit, but the point is I'm putting. And I'm not only putting, I'm going to have some really good look at birdies. 7-iron, if we look at the 1 or 2 that I pulled left, there's one on that far edge of the yellow circle up there up top on the top of your screen. And there's also one kind of just left, or I guess above if you're looking from a normal view of the red line. The ones all below that red line, those are all excellent. 8 out of 10, really accurate, really consistent, really awesome. And again, I hold these golf balls to really high expectations because of their price, and that's what I'm looking for. And look at the driver, everything in the fairway. There's actually 4. Look at those 4 right dead in the center. They're all on top of each other. That's incredible. So, it's hard not to give these universal acclaim. I expected a lot. I got even more. Last but not least, we have the Chrome Tour, and, nothing new here. Excellent 50-yard pitch, excellent pitching wedge. One pull, it looks like, which is me from the 7-iron. Everything else is just absolute darts. And then we get into the driver. Everything's in the fairway again. Hard not to be impressed, and I got to give Callaway a lot of credit here. Usually I will harp on Tour balls because they're a little punishing for average golfers. Not the case for me. I would have no problems using any of these golf balls, really. The only concern or even minor red flag was the ERC Soft on the driver, but like I said, might be a little human element in here. If I look at across the board what these golf balls have done, it is nothing short of a 5 out of 5 pretty much on all aspects.
All right, let's look at some durability here before we go, and I tell you about my final thoughts. Let's start with the ERC. If we look at the ERC, it's not bad. I have had some issues in the past with it, and as you can see, there's some really kind of grainy dark spots. These are all chips. They're very tiny chips, but when I feel it, it feels like sandpaper. Looking all around the golf ball, again, there's a slit here on the front that you can see in between the S and the O on soft. It's just not that great. And at this point, this golf ball, I can't use anymore. It feels too rough. There's a slit in it. Unfortunately, because this one only went about 70 shots, I mean, it's rough. I don't even think it would get you through a round. So 5 out of 10 is going to be the best I can give it. And just the slits and the sandpaper are so much. So a little disappointing there. I know Callaway's using like a specific proprietary blend with this or something like that. And it's cool. It's got a lot of stick to it, but not good for durability. Looking at the Chrome Soft, I did this yellow one. Now, this is exactly like the one I did last year, and I got a 10 out of 10 on durability last year, and guess what? Nothing's changed. This is still an incredibly good-looking golf ball. You can see some dirt marks here, but if I take, you know, my finger and just kind of rub them, like with a little bit of spit, they come right off. So, I mean, that's just dirt. That's all it is. It feels great. If I close my eyes, nothing there. Feels brand new. I wouldn't even be able to tell if I probably went and cleaned it up. So another 10 out of 10, just like last year. Great job on the Chrome Soft. Then when we look at the Chrome Tour, looking at this one, so this one's not quite a 10 out of 10. It's still going to be really good though, but as you can see, right here in the middle of the Callaway logo, there's some gouges there that are pretty bad. Looking on the side here, the cover's definitely starting to come apart. I got some sandpaper effect for sure. It's not bad, but my problem is when I'm paying this much for a tour ball, it's just like anything else. I set the bar just a little bit higher because it costs so much. I want the durability to be good. I will give it the 6 because of the price point. If this was a cheaper golf ball, like, you know, $30, $40 a dozen, I'd give it the 7. That's how close it is. But because it is $55 a dozen, I would expect a little more than that. I'm going to go with a 6. All right, so final thoughts here. Let's start with the ERC Soft. I know a lot of you really are interested in this golf ball, and I know it did really well in some robotic testing. You know, this is like the 3rd time I've tested this golf ball, and every time I pretty much have the same conclusus, which is if you really want a soft, squishy golf ball, like you're, you know, a slower swinger, not mid, but slower, you want feel control, you want, you know, that Callaway brand, you know, you want a decent price, you know, $39.99, not a great price, but a decent price. This does work, but it's kind of niche, right? I'm having to say if and if and if. It just doesn't explode off the club, and there aren't any numbers from this test that I saw where I was like, oh my goodness, wow, check that out. You know, there's just nothing. It's just all average and mid. Now, it's not bad, but it's just average and mid. And the problem with a triple review, you know, this is the first year we've been doing these triple reviews. If this had been a standalone review, you might leave this and be like, okay, you know, maybe I'll put it on like at the bottom of the, you know, playlist, whatever. But with a triple review, and you can see the Chrome Soft right next to it, and you see all these trophies and awards, and there's 2 bikini models on both sides of it, and there's a Ferrari in the background, it's really hard to pay attention to the ERC Soft, right? Now you're like, well, yeah, get out of the way. I can't see the other bikini model. Like, you're just pushing it out of the way now because the numbers are just fantastic. I mean, 50-yard pitch, by far the best, well above average. Pitching wedge, I mean, Looney Tunes eyes coming out the screen, old cartoon style. 7-iron. I mean, if you need low spin, now look, if you need more spin than what it gave, I understand that. But still, distance-wise, driver, #1. It's just throughout the whole process, it's been incredible. And what also sucks about the triple reviews is then a golf ball like the Chrome Tour, which the Chrome Tour had an excellent showing, but here comes Goliath. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, my goodness, like it was incredible. It's like, you know, Peyton Manning had an amazing football career, but it also happened at the time Tom Brady. So a lot of the time he just kind of gets pushed to the side. You know what I mean? We talk about Tom because of 7 rings. That's what this feels like. The Chrome Soft is going to be really high again on this list. I love the numbers I got from it. You know, the testing parameters are different this year, so the numbers were different. I absolutely love what these do. So sorry about the long rant there. Who is the Chrome Soft for? Who is the Chrome Tour for? Chrome Soft is going to be for if you're an average swinger and you want one of the best golf balls you can get and you need lower mid-iron spin and long iron spin, here you go. This is one of the best I've tested. It has all kinds of different, you know, design options. You can get it for a bulk discount, so you can get it a little cheaper than, like, you know, another brand I won't mention. It's a fantastic golf ball for mid-swingers. Now, if you're a little faster than that and you need a little bit more iron spin, like I would say if you're 100 mile an hour and faster and you do need a little bit more spin as far as your long irons, your mid irons, 8-iron, you know, stuff like that, the Chrome Tour is a little bit better. But it's firmer, it's clickier, it's for a really good golfer. If you're someone who is looking for more of a soft, bouncy ball type feel, you're not going to get that, unfortunately. You're not really going to get that with anything except the ERC Soft. But advanced players are going to love what these golf balls do. I thought it was a great test. Guys, as always, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here.